The takeaway can be quite a stressful part of the golf swing. We spend a lot of time working on it because personally as a coach, I believe it helps you set up your positions to the kind of P2, kind of mid backswing position, which then leads into a good top of the backswing, and a good top of the backswing breeds a better transition, and the less manipulation we have throughout a golf swing, the better. But also I think from a learning perspective, it's important to simplify it. I speak to a lot of my online Skillist students and they ask me like, what moves first? Does my shoulder move? Does my chest move? Do my hips go? Do my hands move? And the answer to all of them is like a yes, but a gradual movement of the lots. Now, everyone's got different faults. So with some players, I work on not moving the wrist at all. With some players, I work on moving the wrist super early and nothing else with the lower body. So I'm gonna try and give you a really simple drill, a really simple understanding to how to build your takeaway, okay? And then you can maybe get a little bit more in detail with any other aspects of it if you like. But what I often like to see from a simplified takeaway, this way you grab your jumper or grab your shirt and just tuck it under your armpit, okay? Make this really tight in here. Because what I want you to feel, I want you to feel the relationship here between the left chest and your bicep, okay? Because I want to feel that rotation in there. Now what you'll notice from here, my hips have turned, my chest has turned, my arms kind of have turned a little bit as well. My golf club, technically around the circle it's moving on, has rotated because it continues to rotate around that circle. So it hasn't stayed completely still. But if I just kind of tuck it under there, feel this tight, okay? You can lock out this left arm, maybe lock out the tricep a little bit. And what I want you to try and do, I want you to allow the hands to work around the body a little bit, okay? So the hands work on an arc, all right? So if the hands are working on an arc, now what I want you to look at is the golf club staying outside of your hands. This is the common fault that I see. Now look how I've made that move. I've made that move through rolling my forearm, because at this point, I don't see the foot joy on my glove. I don't see the much of the top of my forearm. From here, I see full foot joy and the full top of my forearm, all right? So I want you to try and feel, as you move this golf club away, you're keeping this triangle between your shoulders and your hands, and then from there, you're moving the golf club away, but keeping the club head outside of the hands, encouraging the hands to not allow the club to go vertical with the toe, or inside with the face and behind your body, okay? So you're gonna go 1. And as you do this, the right elbow is just gonna flex, okay? Let this right elbow flex. Now, the elbow itself is not just stuck into my body. I'd say the tricep's still stuck into my body. So you can now use a small towel and go from armpit to armpit and just allow that rotation and keep the club head on the outside of your hands, all right? Now as you start to swing up to the top, you're going to allow your arms to lift and your body to turn. And what we start to see is a slightly steepened shaft angle. Because again, I'm taking this video from what I see most common. So be aware that this video may or may not apply to your golf swing. Always good to have the knowledge though. But if you go this way, notice how flat the shaft of my club is, and it stays flat all the way through. So I want to try and work allow this right elbow to bend as the golf club head stays on the outside of my hands, and then I turn up. I get that spiral rotation upwards. I get that turn and a lift. The golf swing's neither a turn nor a lift. It's a turn and a lift. It's a lift of the arms and a turn of the core and the body, okay? So a good little drill you could do when you're practicing is take your setup. There, right elbow's got that little bit of flex. Bicep to left chest stays tight. 1. Turn to the top. 2. You could hit a golf ball off a tee. 3. Okay? Even when you're on the golf course, you could practice it. Position, check it, position. See how the right elbow's hinging as I'm keeping my golf club on the outside, away from my body, outside of my hands. I'm keeping this in nice and tight, so I've got that nice relationship of my body, so nice connectivity in that takeaway. 1, 2, smack, hole in one. So again, a nice smooth move through the shot. A lot of pressure on these golf tips, guys, today, because I am on the fantastic 12th hole of La Hacienda Links here in the south of Spain, 150-yard par 3 over water, with limited eggs in my bag. I've lost a few golf balls this week already, so I'm using my Pro V1s and praying they don't go in the water. So I've got a 7-iron, so I know I can definitely clear it. Any sort of duffy shot, I should still be okay. So really important that you understand that little bit of that relationship, that connectivity in your golf swing, in that takeaway, to then rotate up to the top of the swing. I am a big believer in the takeaway really dictating what happens in the second section of the backswing and then the top. And if you're in a good position at the top, you need less manipulation or less compensation in the transition, which is going to be a huge benefit to you in terms of getting into an impact position. Also, if you look at that takeaway that I've just mentioned there, if I keep that connectivity in my hands there, now what I want you to try and do, pause there, and now I want you to just shift your left hip over your left foot, turn your hips towards the target, and now stop there. Look at that impact position. What do you see there? We see a square face to target, the hands in line with my lead thigh, so my left thigh, which has given me that little bit of shaft lean, okay? So when I hit down on the ball to create spin, I lower the loft with shaft lean. That's how we get the nice ball flights. Golfers that swing it a little bit more in here, if I bring that golf club now back to impact and just literally just to weight to my left and turn my hips, what do you see now? A square-ish face to target, in fairness, but loads of loft, okay? So if I hit down on the golf ball with added loft, that's where you lose a lot of distance. Now again, you kind of have to caveat a lot of things because we don't know if these tips are directly related to you, the viewer, okay? If there's 10,000 people watching, if this helps 10% of people because it's directly related to you, then amazing. I do think this tip in particular helps every golfer. Just understand that checkpoint, whether you might be doing it perfectly already and then you might go, perfect, cheers Andy, if I ever need it, I know I can come back to it. You might be doing it terribly and this might be an amazing drill to help you, because I'm certainly not saying takeaway then encourages a perfect impact, but that makes sense, right? Get that in nice and tight, keep the club head outside of the hands, because what I've done there, by the way, is I've just encouraged a little bit of hinge by allowing that right elbow to hinge and the left elbow to stay straight. Now weight on my left and turn towards the target, and voila, we have shaft lean, hands ahead of the golf ball. We have an angle of attack working down on the golf ball, because if I hinge my wrists, notice how the club head works upwards into the air, so the angle of attack becomes downwards into the golf ball, which every golfer wants for pure ball striking. We want angle of attack down, we want middle face, we want shaft lean, and that's how we get that beautifully flighted shot with the iron. Now, a lot of you are going to ask me, is it the same with driver? And it's absolutely always the same with driver. It's the same golf swing. The angles at impact are adjusted a little bit, but if I had my driver here, I'd have my ball position further forward, that would still be my takeaway. And if I turn my body back towards impact, that would be my impact position, because my head is still in the middle of my stance. My hips have still pushed towards the left, creating natural spine tilt. My hands are no longer ahead of the golf ball because, well, they can't reach, okay? Because I've released it in the middle of my stance and then hit up on the golf ball. So really important, again, please ask questions, but also the understanding and learning to dissect it is vital as well. Guys, I hope this tip has helped. If it has, and you think it could help some of your friends, please do share it around. But from me and the fantastic La Hacienda Links here in Spain, I'll see you next time.